What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Road to Fuji. Today we're going to go through more reasons why I want to visit the land of the rising sun, Japan. Because today, we're talking Gundams.
Welcome to my channel. We're going on an adventure to Japan. Wow!
Okay, so if you've seen any other things that I'm putting up on my channel, you'll notice that I am ramping up and starting to put out more episodes about building these plastic models. They're scale based on an anime sizing. In the anime, they're these giant things, robots, humanoid, bipedal for the most part. There's some tanks in there too. But its arms, its legs, it looks, like facial features, very much looks like they almost have like a samurai armor. There's a V-fin. Some of them have one eye like Cyclopses. There are so many types, and there are so many shows. So one of the things that I really like is, there's this whole big story of what is considered the Universal Century. And what the Universal Century is that started from the very first Mobile Suit Gundam show, that's where the story kind of started. There's been some prequel kind of movies to that, but that's really where where the story started. Grew a huge fan base, but it doesn't really hold up like a lot of that stuff. Now, there's been a lot of series that come out afterwards. One of my favorites in the UC, or Universal Century, series has been the 8th MS Team. The 8th MS Team is, it kind of reminded me almost of like MASH, made with anime and sci-fi giant robots instead of just tanks and helicopters. I actually have a model here that I built based on that series and the mobile suits that were in that series. This was a ground type Gundam mobile suit. It was essentially the good guys, and yeah, I mean it's got a lot of detail to it. There's a lot of time and effort that I spent on this, and a lot of it was because I really liked the series and I liked the way things looked. I enjoyed the show. So that being said, a lot of people in a lot of areas of the world, they like a form of entertainment, and they're willing to buy all this stuff with their hard-earned money strictly because that thing or that experience is catered, themed, or has something to do with what they're a fan of. So a lot of people like to buy and build model cars, ships, airplanes, things like that. There's a lot of veterans that really enjoy the war models and things that, like the old fighter jets and bomber planes and the big battleships and all of that kind of stuff. I don't have an interest in that, so that's not what I go to. But I did like Gundam. There's just something about it that really, really, really flipped my switches, as it were, from a young age. So that's Universal Century for you. It is a big war. There's people in space essentially being kind of shit on, and then there's people from Earth, and there's different factions therein from different people who aren't happy with their situations and things like that all over the place, and they sometimes make their own little units and fight and things like that. There's so many different series that carries on that same storyline from year to year, from century to century. And the evolution of how they built mobile suits, the evolution of how they built the Gundam frames, just completely different by the time you got to the end, or the most recent part of that story. People love Star Wars, I like Star Wars. People love Star Trek, I like Star Trek. And I like Gundam as well. The cool thing is, Sunrise, which is the company that produces the Gundam show, okay, all of the various different Gundam shows, it's either Universal Century or it's not. And the ones that are not are usually part of their own universe. They may get a few seasons, but I'm not aware of any specific shows where show after different show after different show carried on that same storyline like Universal Century does. But Sunrise is a company that produces that animated program, and they are a subsidiary, sister company. They are aligned in some way with Bandai. And Bandai, I think we've all heard of, especially anybody who grew up watching the Power Rangers. They market shows and then sell toys and other things from them. What they did way back whenever the original Gundam series was starting was, instead of releasing the toys, they tried that at first, but they started releasing these build-your-own toy, really simple model kits. I think the first couple of them even, they were all one color. It was meant if you wanted it to be anything but white plastic block, you needed to paint it. Now we've got things that are just ridiculous in terms of scale, detail, colors. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. And if you care to do a little bit more work with them, the sky's the limit. As some of the shows actually talk about, Gunpla, or Gundam plastic model, Gunpla is freedom. So this is kind of piggybacking off of the anime episode that I made, and it's also kind of piggybacking off of the Dogo Onsen episode that I made. And the thing that they both have in common is that this is still around anime. This is still around part of the culture, part of the modern culture of Japan that I really want to experience. And part of that is actually going to a place called Diver City, and it's like a lot of different malls and family experiences and things that you can do while you're near the Tokyo Bay Area. And part of what's there is a 1-to-1 scale, I think it's like 8 or 9 stories tall, very, very large Unicorn Gundam from the newest UC series. It's impressive, it's awe-inspiring, even whenever I'm seeing other people's videos about it, and I definitely want to see it for myself as well. They also have a store there where every month, every year, they will have specific models from the shows and things like that, and even from the mangas that they have made, that are not sold anywhere else in the world. They're not available anywhere else in the world. They're not sold anywhere else in the world. And usually anyone except for somebody who is in Japan and can go personally to pick it up, the only chance you've got is like a 600 or 800% markup on eBay, or trying to find a proxy site, and then you're still gonna pay like double. I really want to experience that. I really want to see what's unique and different, and get that that ultimate keepsake of something that I really enjoy, both the building side and the Bandai side of the fandom and the Sunrise side of the fandom. That is just another reason that I want to go to Japan. So if you would, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button if you're not already, and in order to keep up with this journey and what I'm doing on my channel, if it's building the models, talking about them, trying to help you improve with them, if I've kicked your interest up, hopefully you'll go and check out some of the Gundam series and see what the fuss is all about, and hit that bell to learn more and keep up with all those things, and we'll go on this journey together. I'll be posting new videos every week just like normal. It's just that the style has changed for this Road to Fuji series, and I'm going to be adding more to my Gunpla. Remember, that's Gundam plastic model, so that's Gunpla. It's kind of like Pokemon, Pocket Monster, Pokemon. That's where, I don't know why Japanese people want to do it, but they do it. So make sure to go ahead and hit all those things all lined up. And check me out on Instagram too if you want to see more pictures of that model I just showed you in this episode. I'll see you next time.